Okay, let's get ready. So first part of pizza is super duper easy. But let's talk about flour first. I ran some tests and I made with simple flour. Ran to Italian shop and I bought this flour. So both ways work. Depends on you how much you want to invest into this. But today I'm gonna make pizza with this flour, but with a simple flour it works fine too. So first thing, Poolish. We're just gonna mix flour, water and a tiny bit of yeast. That's it. Then all flour in. Make sure there's no lumps, everything well mixed. And simply transfer into container and leave it at room temperature for around 12-15 hours. So that is it. It's just this simple batter, which doesn't even look like anything right now. But fermentation will do its job. As of now, I want to keep it warm. So I have this cling film, which I used earlier. So I will reuse it. Put it warm, put a lid. Just will put a towel and keep it warm. I like to wait up everything now, so I have ingredients for tomorrow. That's what we do a lot in the kitchen, so it's a little bit of time management. So sugar together. Salt you would never ever put together with the rest of the ingredients because it is kind of a gluing component of the dough, so we will put it in the end of the mixing. So that's why I put in a separate container. And what is also helpful, just to write how much water you need. So I will put water, 100 grams. Flour, salt, sugar and water will be added tomorrow. While the first part is done and we need to wait for our Poolish to ferment, let's buy ingredients for our pizza. I'm on the way to check some Italian ingredients. Well, I think I found the right place here. They don't have exactly what I was looking for, but they have variations here. Just look at this, what a variety of stuff. Ah sì, conosco este marca.
La marca Mutti es una marca de Parma, del casi el centro de Italia.
Producto italiano. How is it possible to choose one? Grazie.
Grazie.
So the beauty of creating, I think, is that you never know what you're gonna end up making. But I hope I will get inspiration now just by looking at the shelves. Este corregado. Would you eat with roasted peppers?
¿Con hueso o sin hueso?
Siempre sin huesos.
But this is con.
No, this is... Oh, sí, hoy.
This is for the bloopers.
There are a few ways to check if your Poolish is ready. It resined wallow. It looks very bubbly and very airy batter. Your Poolish should smell yeasty at first, as during fermentation, yeast and dough convert sugars into carbon dioxide and alcohol. Finally, you can taste the batter and you should feel a bit sour, nutty and even fruity flavor. If we mark all these points, we are ready to mix the dough. First of all, let's put this beautiful Poolish in the mixing bowl and add flour mix from yesterday. Coming out so beautifully. I have a very little water left, so I will start adding my salt and increase the speed. It's kind of magic glue. In the meantime, I'm keep pouring remaining water. This stage should take around 8-11 minutes, but you will see when you need to stop because the dough will start coming out of the ends, and that will be the sign that we need to stop. Look at this dough. One very sleeky, shiny, stretchy dough. I will rest the dough now for 45 minutes and I will do the first fold. After that, I will wait another 45 minutes, we'll do the second fold. Then I will see if I need to do the third fold or the dough is already strong enough. So one more folding left. Okay, last fold. I'm just about to go to bed. Yeah, so let's do the last fold and keep the dough in the fridge. So the dough from yesterday is getting close to be proofed. So I'm gonna roast some bell peppers with some olive oil, garlic and some spices. I also love the Spanish product. A little bit pepper on the pepper, but I think it tastes beautifully because this paprika is smoked, so it gives like a nice flavor too. A mix of Italian and Spanish products. And I also decided to make vegan pizza. So I quickly made some spread with basil, rucola, some cashews and some pine nuts. Really simple. And for the cheese, I chose some Greek style vegan cheese. So finally the time has come. So very good trick if you want to make your fermentation a little bit faster. Just put a cling film. It is a very high hydration dough, 85%, and with this one, what I learned from Italian chef, that you will basically just poke, and if you want, you can very gently roll it with a rolling pin, but that is not necessary. So at this stage, be generous with the flour, but try not to incorporate it in the dough too much, because the goal was to create a high hydration dough, and now we don't want to kind of put the flour in the dough because we would change the percentage of the whole dough. Stretch and try to use the flour so it doesn't stick, but at the same time I poke the dough very gently. And I personally want a little bit thicker crust. I read, I spoke, I heard that people do differently. So you can mix passata with some salt and pepper and a tiny bit of olive oil. And the olive oil prevents the dough crust from burning. But I will just simply put a few tablespoons of passata. I don't want to add too much more spices because the remaining ingredients contain a lot of salt, maybe tiny bit of pepper, but that's it. And you don't want to hydrate your dough too much. So the best, I think, is just to use dry cheese, but I am going to use simple mozzarella, which is going to be fine. But I'm going to add towards the end of the baking. The baby pizza turn now. Same passata. Before putting all these ingredients here, I literally left it for more than 1 hour just to draining and dripping all the water out because we don't want any extra water on this dough. So doing the last step, putting some cheese, another few minutes. So the first pizza is done, the house smells beautifully. Thanks God I have someone to share the pizza. Hungry?
Labai hungry.
Labai hungry. Vamos, otra. Hopefully it's not gonna be too much. Another few minutes and we can prepare our forks and knives. Thank you for watching and see you next week.